Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then welcome. My name is Christina and on my channel we do all things beauty. So if you're interested to see more reviews and how-tos from a consumer's perspective, then make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, as well as leave any comments you have for me down below. And I've actually never done a video similar to this one, and I'm going to be decluttering my entire makeup collection. And I thought that I would do this because I just filmed my favorite products of 2020, and I thought, why not start fresh, get rid of a bunch of makeup that I've just been holding on to. I myself am sort of a hoarder when it comes to makeup. I'm just always like, well, I might end up using it then, or I might need it for this occasion, and I need to stop doing that, and I need to make some room for more makeup that I'm actually going to use. So I thought I would take you guys on this journey with me. So I do want to start off by saying that I have other products that I have and I currently am using, and it's part of my daily routine, so I'm not going to be showing those because I already know I'm going to be using those consistently. Everything that I do declutter today are either going to be expired makeup that I truly have not been using, stuff that I bought admittedly for videos and never actually filmed. Obviously the expired ones are gonna go, and the ones that are still good I'm thinking I'll either donate or use for product photography, because I do also do product photography on the side. If you guys have any makeup donation centers that you know of that I can utilize, please let me know in the comments down below, because I've kind of had some trouble finding some companies that will take some makeup that's already opened and maybe has been used before. I don't know, does a place exist where they'll take it? I might just be reaching, but hopefully there is someone or somewhere that does take that. So if you guys want to see my collection and also want to see what I declutter and what I keep, then just keep on watching. This is such a funny angle, but I think this is what's going to work. I have these containers that I have kept my makeup in. They're from the Container Store. I've kept a lot of my makeup in these. I have 4 of them. I also have this 3-tier shelf thing from IKEA, and I also have a drawer full of makeup. I've actually moved twice in 2020, so I decluttered a ton of makeup during those 2 moves. So this is what I've kept, and then I want to further declutter that. I have some boxes of what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to declutter. Let's just get to it. Alright, so the first one is kind of cheek products, blushes, and kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. So the first thing I have are a bunch of lashes from AliExpress. I bought these years ago and they haven't been open, obviously, because you can tell with the plastic they're new products. I'm gonna keep these. I like the 3D08 that I purchased forever ago, and the other ones I'm just holding on to in case the time comes. I know that I said I don't want to do that, but with lashes I can kind of justify it because these are pretty universal. Becca Backlight Priming Filter. It kind of looks like it's already expired because it is darker than what I remember it being. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on. I haven't used this in so long, mainly because it's just been in that container. I guess I forgot about it. I've been really wanting more hydrating primers, and I kind of forgot that I had this, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. Hopefully it's still good, we will see. Okay, I have this ColourPop Pressed Powder Cheek Blush in 2 the 10. And I haven't put this into a palette. I also have this one, which is CA Dreaming, so California Dreaming. This one, when I tried it, it wasn't dark enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. It didn't really show up on my skin tone. This shade I think I'm gonna keep because at the time I wasn't too crazy about it, but these shades right now I've been really into, so I think I'll get some good use out of this blush. Alright, this flat top brush I used to really like for contour, but I've realized through the years that it's just way too dense to really blend product out, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. And I used to love this e.l.f. Kabuki powder brush, but it's kind of flimsy now that I'm comparing it to brushes that I have in my collection, so I'm gonna declutter this one as well. I have these NARS blushes. This one is in Dolce Vita, really pretty shade. I think I'll keep this because it's barely touched, and like I said, I'm more into these types of shades right now. This is in Glowy This one has a little bit of like a peach sheen to it, but it's mauve-y. So these are those two shades. Oh man, they're so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna keep these, but I'm going to test it out, put them in my everyday pile, see if I use them, and if like a month goes by and I'm not using them, then I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. I have this super old MAC Sheer Tone Shimmer Blush in Sweet as Cocoa. I bought this because someone was talking about it like whenever I used to just watch YouTube videos and not actually make my own. I didn't ever really end up using it. It looks like it would be a good bronzer, but it's a little shimmery for my taste, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. This has barely been used. Next, I have this Sigma blush in the shade Corderosa. This is a really pretty shade. However, it doesn't really show up on my skin tone that much. It kind of looks a little too ashy for what I like. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this, donate it. The Balms Cabana Boy blush. Oh my gosh, I used to love this blush, but it is really dark purple kind of now for me. Not really shades that I'm into. I used to use this all the time. It's super pigmented and it looks really gorgeous on tanner skin tones. But I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I don't really see myself using it again anytime soon. Next, I have this NYX blush. Gosh, I feel like I kept this because it was so nostalgic. These types of blushes. This is in the shade Mocha, which was such a popular shade back in the day. Ooh, I loved this shade so much. It's probably not good anymore. See, yeah, it's not even like coming off. I have this Milani powder blush. This is in Romantic Rose. I always thought that these blushes were just so gorgeous. The pigmentation and also just the design, the way that they're pressed is so pretty. I always thought that this was so reminiscent of a high-end blush, and I like this, but why don't I use it? I don't know why I don't use it. That's actually a really pretty shade. I think I'll keep this, see if I can use it, and again, if I don't use it, it's gone. Next up, I have this Marc Jacobs blush. When these came out, they were super popular. I used this like crazy. This one is in Flesh and Fantasy. I hate that name. It's just weird to me. Mine is actually broken now, and honestly, swatching it, I'm like, did it really come off that shade? Like, it just kind of looks like a highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this mainly because the little latch thing is broken now. Like, I'm missing a piece so it never closes. And I always worry about having this like in my makeup bag or something. This is the M Cosmetics Color Drop Serum Blush in the shade Rose Milk. If you've watched my M Cosmetics video, you know why I'm laughing. This blush brought so much controversy onto my channel, which I did not intend for. It just doesn't work for me. It's never worked for me, and I've held on to it because I wanted to see if I could get it to work, because so many people were like, oh, do this hack, try this out. And nothing has worked so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. So I have this Milani Baked blush in Bella Rosa. I bought this back when I was like really playing with different colors, seeing what I really liked. This shade is beyond gorgeous. However, I don't wear it often. I don't think I will be wearing it anytime soon. It's just a little too hot pink magenta for me now. And the formula of these are really good, but I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it in my collection personally. All right, so the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. You guys, this is a cult favorite. We all know OG YouTube used to love this. I'm gonna keep this because it's not a bad product. This brings back so many good memories, and it's a really pretty highlight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in my keep pile. I have these ColourPop Super Shock Cheek products in Flexitarian and Lunch Money. These were both really, really sought after shades whenever this new product came to ColourPop. And honestly, they are very pretty, but I just never really got much use out of them. Lunch Money is more wearable. It feels really good. And Flexitarian is like silvery, like metallic highlight. That's Flexitarian right there. And then Lunch Money is right underneath it. I don't really see myself using Flexitarian now, the way that I like to wear makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Flexitarian, keep Lunch Money, and try to use this one more. I have this Makeup Geek XOXO blush. I don't even know where I got this. This is so bright pink. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one as well. Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive highlighter. I used to be so obsessed with this highlight. It's such a pretty white gold highlighter. I'm gonna keep it because I don't have many like this, and I might want like a highlight moment in the future that looks like this. Hard Candy Heat Wave. I bought this mainly because I really loved the other shade. I forgot what it's called, but there's like a highlight. This one, not so much. It was a little too orangey for my taste. I kept it because I thought maybe I could use it when I was more tan, but it just has a weird undertone for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. These two Maybelline Master Strobing Liquids, exactly what the name implies. They're very, very metallic. I don't think I'm gonna get much use out of them anymore. If you're into that look, then I don't even know if they still sell these, but if they do, and if you're into that sort of look, check these out. L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator. This was in the shade Golden. I have another one. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's kind of like a more champagne shade. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one because, again, it kind of pulls a bit orange for my taste. I don't think I'm gonna get a ton of use out of it, and by the time summer rolls around and I'm tan, this is going to be bad, most likely, because it's already old. Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade, I don't know what shade this is, 6N01 or 30M. It's a very dark bronzer. If it were a contour, it would make sense, but this has a bit of a shimmer to it. I never liked this bronzer as much as I thought I would. Like, I thought I would be completely obsessed with it. Looking at it now, it's pretty similar to the Butter Bronzer. Shoot, should I keep this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. It looks like it would do pretty well on my skin right now, so we'll try this out. Oh man, going into some Becca products right now. Becca Warm Honey Bronzer. I bought this because someone, I don't remember who, like someone really convinced me to buy this on YouTube, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna love that. I did not love it. It's kind of blotchy. The shade is nice, but the formula, it looks more like an eyeshadow shade than a bronzer shade for me. It's kind of too warm orangey, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I have this very small mineral blush in Flower Child. I don't know if they still make this blush. It's very, very pretty. It's a peachy pink shade. It's similar to Orgasm, but when you swatch it, it's like kind of pale. It's very, very pink, so I don't think I'm gonna get much use out of it anymore. Gonna go ahead and get rid of that. So I have two Kevyn Aucoin products. This is the Celestial Bronzing Veil in Tropical Days. Look at that. It's so pretty. I'm not gonna get rid of this. If it's bad, I'm gonna use it until, you know, it ruins my skin. And then this is in Tropical Nights. This one's broken, but this is the one that I got the most use out of. Like, you can almost see the pan in there. Look at this. That looks ridiculous, but I'm still gonna keep it because I'm crazy. All right, last three products in this container. I have the Balms Mary Luminizer. This is a highlight. I bought it because it was a very suggested product on YouTube back in the day, and I liked it, but it's a little too white for my skin tone, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. I have this Chanel Healthy Glow Sheer Color. I was actually gifted this. It's more of a bronzer, but it's so light on me that it really doesn't do anything, so unfortunately, I'm just gonna let this one go. And then I have this Wet n Wild Contour Palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. You guys probably remember these. They're just super good products. They're inexpensive, and I loved this bronzer shade, but this is just extremely old. It's probably not that great anymore. If they still have them, I might pick it up whenever I finish another bronzer in my collection, but I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this because I think I got my money's worth. All right, that was the first container, and actually I did a lot better than I thought I would. I got rid of a lot more than I anticipated. Also, I'm wearing fuzzy socks, if you guys can see that. My feet are constantly cold, so these socks are the best. This one's going to be so difficult because I definitely hoard eyeshadow palettes, and this is an eyeshadow palette drawer. I'm going to keep all these lashes. These don't go bad, you know, I can keep that. Oh, I am going to get rid of this though. I love Nicole, but this band is just so hard for me to work with, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. But I'm gonna keep all of these. So I have this Nude Sticks matte eye color in Fig. I really like this, and I just don't use it often anymore. Oh wow, that's still super creamy. I'm gonna keep that and use it as a base. I love Nude Sticks cream products, or Nude Sticks in general. Next, I have the ColourPop Supernova Shadow in Juvenile. I think I've only worn it one time, and I remember really liking it, but yeah, that still works. Wow, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, these shades together though? That reminds me of a really old Bare Minerals duo that I had. I'm gonna keep that, and I'm gonna try these together. All right, as you can see, this is super old. This is the Infallible Amber Rush eyeshadow, and I also have Burst into Bloom. I'm gonna keep the Amber Rush one because I just love this color, and the pigmentation of these shadows are amazing. I think I'm gonna get rid of Burst into Bloom. I thought it would be fun to do just an all over purple lavender eyeshadow look, but I never did it. Don't think I really will, so this is going to be decluttered. I have some loose pigments here. So I have this tiny little MAC Chartreuse pigment. I bought this because of Desi. I got it in like, I don't even remember, like maybe at Nordstrom Rack, and I found it and I was super excited. I'm gonna keep this. I mean, I'm sure they go bad, but probably not as fast. I don't know, I could be wrong. And this is in Golden Olive. This is a beautiful, beautiful green olive shade. And then I also have this ColourPop and Kathleen Lights collab in The Goat. I love that shade. Gonna keep this as well. I feel like loose pigments, if anything, last really long, and I usually go for pretty nice colors with these, so I'm gonna keep those. I have this Marc Jacobs Sequins cream shadow in Topaz Flash. It definitely gives you a ton of sheen, so I'm gonna keep this. Gosh, I have to use this more, but I have nowhere to go, so why would I use it? I have another one of the Kathleen and ColourPop pigments. This is in the Twins. I'm gonna keep that. And I also have 3 of these ColourPop Brown Sugar Gel Cream Gel colors. I bought these intending for them to be liners. I have Nut, Rum, and Stew. I've been super into browns lately, so I think I'll keep these. Okay, so getting into all the palettes, I have my Anastasia Soft Glam palette right here. It's so gross and beat up, but I'm gonna keep this because I was getting a lot of use out of this, even though it doesn't look like it. Believe me, I was using this to no end, and I think I'm going to get back into the routine of using my eyeshadow palettes. I have the Dose of Colors and Desi x Katie eyeshadow quad. I definitely wanted to go ahead and support them, so I'm going to keep these because the formulations also are just really gorgeous. They're really innovative in my opinion for their time, and it just brings back good memories, so gonna keep this. Oh man, I have this e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette. Everyone used to love this palette. I bought it because I intended to do a video on it and I never did. It's good, but I don't see myself using it anytime soon, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I have this Laura Lee Los Angeles Party Animal palette that I got from BoxyCharm or one of those box subscriptions, and the colors are so vibrant. I don't want to get rid of them because I don't have shades like these. I don't know when I will be using something like this, but I'm gonna keep them. This actually might be a really cool eyeliner color. Next up, I have this Alter Ego Goddess palette. This was a dupe for, oh, I think it was Natasha Denona. This is actually a really beautiful palette. While I don't condone completely copying color stories, at the time I didn't really know better, but these are really nice, so I'm going to keep it because I don't have shades similar to this. Next, I have a couple of these Smashbox palettes. I thought they were so cool because the front like changes, you know? Like, how cool is that? I still think packaging like this is so fun. But I have this in a Blaze and Bold. eye palette. And I remember searching for this forever because everyone was buying this one. It is such a cute compact eyeshadow palette. And then I also bought this. Oh, I guess I do have really bright colors. But I'm going to keep this again because I don't have a ton of bright colors and this seems like a good mix. I never did a video on that, but I think I included this in a video years ago. I have shades similar to this one, or these, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I've never wanted to get rid of this. I still have like the protective plastic on here. I've kept these forever and ever, and like I said, I really like keeping loose pigments because I feel like they last, but I have not used any of these in a long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these along. I have this Kat Von D Alchemist holographic palette. We all know how controversial Kat Von D is, whatever your opinion was on it. I personally really liked this palette, and I thought that the holographic texture and like look effect was really cool. Kat Von D, the brand, has been sold though, and you know, it's been renamed and everything, but I think I'll keep this solely because I like the holographic look, and maybe in the future if I find anything similar to it, I'll probably get rid of this one. I have this Benefit blush bar, and I thought that this was such a good value for the money. It has the Hoola bronzer, and I really enjoy these, like I said, so keeping this one. I have this Hourglass one in Scattered Light in Smoke. They're not as intense as the Marc Jacobs ones. These are kind of like a topper eyeshadow hybrid. They're really pretty though, so I'm gonna keep that. I really enjoy these. And then I have this Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's so used up and beat up, but I really love these, and I love how natural this looks on the skin, so I'm keeping this and using that. Okay, so now we have the very top tier of this cart. A lot of these things are super old and I really love them, but I don't think that I can keep them. Like I said, I'm gonna keep all of my block shadows from Dose of Colors. This Smashbox primerizer is so old, but what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna keep it and try it out a few times, see if I like it. If I like it, I'm gonna go and purchase a new one, because I just don't know. With my skin now, I think it would do really well, but back when I had oily skin, it was too hydrating, so we'll see. I have my Estee Lauder Double Wear in 4N1. I'm gonna keep this because you guys know this is just amazing. My MAC Strobe Cream, this is in Gold Light. The bottle's kind of janky though, honestly. This is not the best packaging. It gets really dirty. I like sheeny primers, so keeping that. I have my Glossier Perfect Skin Tint. This isn't the right shade for me right now, but I'm gonna keep it because I do enjoy this formula. My Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I used to love this so much, but looking at it now, it's just really warm. I don't necessarily think it's gonna look that great on me now, so gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I have some Milani Baked blushes. This is in Sunset Passion and Rose d'Oro. I used Rose d'Oro so much back in the day. I might pick up a new one, but I'm gonna keep this and see if my skin will tolerate it. This Sunset Passion one, this looks like a shade that I actually might wear now. It's kind of like a peachy mauve. This is Chocolate Soleil, the regular one, and it's a small, like a mini, so I'm gonna keep this and try to use this up because this shade actually looks like it'll be fine. Little Hourglass bronzer. It's so tiny. I'm just gonna use it. Seriously tried to use it. This is the Becca Highlight in Moonstone. Really reminiscent to the Charlotte Tilbury like highlight to me. It's Laura Geller Baked Blush in Tropic Hues. I don't think this shade really suits me anymore. This blush right here is in Rosé Champagne. This is a good one, but I have other blushes that I tend to use more, so I'm gonna get rid of this. And then this Becca Opal. This is the poured version. They don't make this anymore, and I used to love this. I'm so bummed they don't make it anymore. I don't understand why. I'm gonna try to use it because I forgot how much I love this, and I'm so mad that they got rid of it. I have some lifter glosses in Stone and Topaz. I love these. I'm gonna keep these. Some CoverGirl blushes in the shade Cinnamon Toast and Iced Cappuccino. I think I might give these to my mom because she likes CoverGirl products. I have this Undone Lip to Cheek palette in the shade Blazin'. I like the formula formulation of this, and I'm obsessed with the Rosewood shade. So I'm going to keep this and try to use this, especially in the spring and summertime. This is from the brand Note. I got it like in one of the boxes. It's a really pretty color, but I've never touched it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I have some Flower Beauty blushes in the shade Peach Primrose and Warm Hibiscus. I really loved Warm Hibiscus. I'm going to keep these because these blushes are really nice. Oh my gosh. Lovejoy. This was one of my first MAC blushes, or blushes in general, that I loved. I remember the first time I went to a MAC counter and the girl put makeup on me, she put this blush on me and I was hooked. So I'm keeping this because memories. I have this Tarte blush in Captivating. I loved this formula. It lasts all day on your skin. However, this shade, not really my jam anymore. It's just a little too bright. So I'm going to pass this along. This is pretty new for me. It's the Revlon Prime Plus Perfecting and Smoothing Primer. I'm going to keep this one. All right, so I emptied out this container right here, which holds a bunch of my foundations. I have this RCMA, the original No Color powder. I'm going to keep this because there's just so much, and this is a really good powder. Too Faced Born This Way foundations. This one is practically empty, you can see here, and this shade is in golden. And then I have Natural Beige. Both of these are way too dark for me right now. They're super old. I've had these for years, actually. I love the Too Faced Born This Way foundations, so I will be repurchasing these, but these specific ones I'm going to get rid of because I don't think they're any good anymore. This Marc Jacobs highlight, so expensive. I'm going to keep it because I feel guilty getting rid of it. I did use a good amount of this whenever I first purchased this. It's definitely an intense highlight, so you have to like be in the mood to have some super crazy highlight going on. CoverGirl Clean Matte BB Cream is so dirty. I didn't realize how dirty this thing is. I love this to death whenever I had oily skin, but I do plan on getting the CoverGirl Skin Milk. Maybe I'll repurchase this, but this one itself is pretty much empty, so that's going. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I bought this one time because like I forgot my foundation on a trip. I'm gonna get rid of this because I have other Maybelline foundations that I really do enjoy. Another Maybelline foundation is the Super Stay Foundation. This is really good. This is in the shade Sun Beige. It is full coverage. It's kind of drying though, so I'm not sure how it's gonna do with my skin now that it's drier, but I'm gonna try it out. I do like this one a lot. Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is a little over a year old, to be honest. I did a video on it a while back, but I'm gonna keep it because I really like this one. It's a little dark for me right now, but I think I can mix it with lighter foundations. NARS foundation. I think I have 2 shades of these. This is just a beautiful formula. This is in Valencia. It's a little dark for me right now, but I'm going to keep it. And the way that I like to incorporate foundations that are too dark for me in the moment, I mix them with foundations that are too light for me in the moment, and you know, usually I try to keep them in the same consistency. I have this Makeup Forever stick foundation. Love this stick foundation as well as the Hourglass one. It's a little dark for my arm, but my face, I think it'll look good on my face. This LA Pro Conceal Concealer, this one's really old, so I'm just going to toss this because I don't even think the consistency is the same. I love these Physician Formula cream or liquid blushes. This is in Crushed Berries. I have a few of these and I'm going to keep them all, so I think the other ones are in my everyday bag. I have the Benefit Porefessional Primer. I never really liked this. I tried to make it work, just did not work for me. Now we have this container right here. I have this NYX Hey Honey, or NYX Nude Sticks Hey Honey highlight. This is the one Nude Sticks product I've purchased that I'm not crazy about, but I'm determined to make it work. Ugh, I don't know. No. I might keep this for product photography because it just doesn't sit on my skin the way that I want it to. I have a couple of these e.l.f. liquid eyeshadows. These are phenomenal. I love these. This is Dirty Martini. I was going to do a video on these and I never did, but just know these are amazing. They're very comparable to the Stila ones. They just go so well, and you know, if you're in the mood for like a really full glam look, these are perfect, and they're so inexpensive, so I'm going to keep those. I think all of these are lip products. So I have these M Cosmetics lip glosses. Are these lip glosses? I have Moroccan Sunset, Magic Hour, and Faded Clementine. I'm going to keep these. I like the formula of these. I have this e.l.f. lip lacquer in Moody. I really like this, so I'm going to keep that one. Also have this Sephora lip cream. This is a little too cool tone for what I'm into now, so I'm going to get rid of that. I like this L'Oreal one in I Explore. I don't really use Give Me Mocha very much. This is from Wet n Wild, so I'm going to get rid of this. So I have these ColourPop concealers actually in this pile, and I just don't use them as much because I love the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealers. These are pretty old too, so I'm going to get rid of them. Tiny little baby Buxom lip gloss. I think this is in Dolly. I've never opened it because I had a full-size one, so I'll keep this. Becca lipstick. I think this was a Chrissy Teigen collaboration. I tried to really like it, and it's just okay. Well, actually, that shade's really nice. Back when I got it, I was like not really into it, but my gosh, these corners are really sharp. I have this L'Oreal Color Shine lipstick in Glossy Fawn. This is so pretty, actually. This shade is really nice and natural on the lips. I'm going to keep that. Fenty Uncensored Liquid Lipstick, keeping. L'Oreal lipstick in I Don't, my favorite color from this collection. So Velvet Teddy, I'm going to keep this one. This is a Tarte lipstick. The packaging is so cute. It's like marbled. But this is my one and only from this line. It's in Siesta, and I really like this one. This is Lolita. Ooh, Dose of Colors Toast. This is gorgeous. I highly recommend this. Oh, I have this e.l.f. Seriously Satin lipstick. I meant to return this and I never did. I'm gonna put this in the toss pile. Oh, I bought this Mademoiselle Mango thinking that I would be obsessed with it. Ooh, that's kind of not the best consistency. On camera though, that's looking pretty bomb. I'm not too crazy about this formula anymore. I have this Revlon Plumping Lip Cream. This is fine. I don't know, it's okay. I'm probably not gonna reach for it, so. Dose of Colors Collab Color. This is an aesthetic. So pretty. Sometimes I forget what these look like, the actual color, because it doesn't show it. So that kind of sucks about the packaging, but yeah, I kind of forget about those. I need to use that. Midnight Merlot from Maybelline. That's too dark. I don't wear dark lipsticks anymore. And then last is this Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Stepping Out. So good. Keeping that. All right, so I'm down to my last like 2-ish containers. These are things that were in a separate drawer, and I'm going to go through these pretty quickly because I don't think I want to go individually through all the lip liners, so I'll just walk you guys through the ones that I'm probably going to keep. I'm not going to keep this Maybelline Divine Wine. I don't really like that formulation anymore. I am going to be keeping the ColourPop Luxe Velvet lip products. I really like these, and also I just like having the entire collection, to be honest, so I'm going to keep this. It's really pretty packaging. Oh, I also have the entire Christie and ColourPop collection over here on my side. I'm keeping all of these products, so that's why I didn't go over those. I have 2 more eyeshadow palettes. I have the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, really useful for me, and I'm gonna keep this. And then I have my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I was always kind of on the fence about this, so I'm gonna pass this one along. Oh, I have a random Moroccan oil. I always have very like small jars of this everywhere, and I use this all the time in my hair. I love it. Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. This was really great when I had oily skin, but I feel like it's too thick now for my skin, and also this is a very old tube, probably expired, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. I kept a lot already, so I'm gonna just go ahead and toss this one. Bare Minerals Matte Powder. I really wanted this powder foundation to work for me. I could never really get into it. I really wanted to love it, but even when I had oily skin, it just like was not the greatest. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. So I picked up this Estee Lauder Heat Wave highlighter like forever ago, and I picked this up because it's a cult favorite, and I'm going to keep it because it is really beautiful. Becca highlighter in Opal. Oh no, it's cracked. I didn't even know it was cracked. I'm gonna keep this though because I really like this formula. Oh, earlier I showed you guys the sample of a MAC pigment. It was tan, not Sin. So it was a sample of this. Bought this one and I'm going to keep it. This is the ColourPop Coconuts About You Just the Tint bundle, and it has Gimme S'more and Cherry Pickin'. This is so hydrating on the lips and really pretty shade, so I'm keeping that. I have the Shayla and ColourPop liquid liner and duo set. This is in Slow Down, so it comes with Slow Down and BFF4. BFF4, the lip liner, is really dark on me. I feel like it would go really well with a beigey looking, well, obviously the one that it comes with. I'm gonna try to use them. I have another Just a Tint lip bundle. This is Can't Bear It, and it has Overexposed and More Than Ever. I honestly haven't used these two as much as the other two that I have. They're really pretty though, so I'm gonna put these in my everydays so I can start to use them more often. This is just one in Z Boys. I kind of forgot about these because they're like tucked away in a drawer, to be honest, and this is such a pretty color, so I'm going to take these out so I can start using them. Ofra liquid lipstick in Miami Fever. I'm gonna keep this. The MAC and Patrick Star lip gloss in Mama Star. This is my second tube of it, so I'm gonna keep this one because I know I'll be using it. And then I have the ColourPop and Shayla lipstick in Ooh. I remember not being a huge fan of this because it's just a little too light for me, so I'm gonna get rid of that. ColourPop Pencil Me In Luxe lipstick, gonna keep it. These are both, again, collabs with Katie and Desi with Dose of Colors. I think this is also, yeah, Over the Top lip gloss. This is like the glittery lip gloss. More Creamer Please. I think this one was a little too light. Their signatures and the detail on this packaging is so cute. So I'm just gonna keep it solely for the unit. Oh, I also have the I Love Cera and Dose liquid lipstick in Fresa. It's like the strawberry red color. Keeping that. I'm gonna kind of just like go through these really quickly. Alright, so these are all of the lip liners that I decided to keep. I just tossed a few of them. I honestly don't really shop for lip liners very often. I feel like I've covered all my bases with all of these, so gonna keep all those. These are all of the lip products that I'm keeping from that drawer, and that's pretty much everything other than my everyday like makeup products. That's the majority of the stuff that I wanted to declutter today. So we did it, guys. All right, guys, that was everything. I know that it was a lot of makeup. I'm tired, but I'm glad that we did this. I hope that you guys found this interesting. I feel a lot better just getting rid of a bunch of stuff. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.